I finally watched Spider-Man Far From Home, and it was alright, and that is really all I can say um, about it. It was fine. They somewhat deal with Iron Man dying because this movie came out a little bit after Endgame. Nick Fury and Maria Hill are apparently Skrulls for the entire fucking movie due to an end credits joke. They reused the same joke from the first movie where the movie ends with a character, dropping an F bomb, but it was cut off. I personally thought it was funny in Homecoming, and it's not if they reuse the same joke twice, it couldn't have been funny. I just didn't find it funny in this movie. Um, Michelle Jones admits that she knows he's Spider-Man because she's been spying on him or whatever. So it ruins a moment of him trying to admit that he's Spider-Man to her. It was an okay moment. Personally, didn't find it that funny like they were probably going for. There's this new character, Brad. He sees Peter with a older woman when they're still in high school. And he doesn't find it wrong at all. He just says he's not going to judge him for what he's doing, but he has to tell MJ what he's doing. He was with a grown woman, man. You're not going to say anything about that? The fuck? They don't wipe his memory or anything. He doesn't die in the movie. He's just always going to know that Peter was fucking hanging out in his underwear with a grown woman. And he didn't care for whatever reason. There's this thing later in the movie where Mysterio's trying to use the drones, but the drones won't do it yet because he's in the way, so it's too dangerous. But he says to fire them all anyway, or something like that. But earlier in the movie, he accidentally calls the drones onto the school bus he's riding. So it wasn't too dangerous to fucking have drones attack a school bus while he was on it, but it was too dangerous while Mysterio was standing there and could have walked out of the way. Very weird. There's only 2 Mysterio fights in this long-ass movie. Mysterio seems like he does not want to kill Peter at first. It's the fault of one of the people that works for him. It fucking sucks. He didn't want to kill him. One of the first things we see Mysterio do is use Iron Man's death against Peter. Very cool. But the way they were portraying him, that's very fucking weird. He does not seem like he exactly wants to kill Peter yet. He does later get extremely pissed and straight up tries to kill him. He says multiple times he's going to kill him. But you'd think he would give him a quick death. Use an illusion, go behind him, and snap his neck. But he's playing with him. He's having a fucking dead Iron Man walk up to him, pretending he has Michelle Jones hostage, and all this weird-ass shit. But he doesn't even really want to kill this dude. It's such an asshole move. Now we get a pretty good acted scene from Tom Holland with him not being able to trust Happy. And it gets even better when he gets onto the plane. Then he goes and fights Mysterio and wins. Yeah, he got his ass kicked by Mysterio. Second time he beats him. Simple as that. Pretty fucking lame. They threw in Hydro Man and Molten Man, but, they're actually illusions. So, sucks for them. And they never even called them that in the movie. Then Mysterio reveals Spider-Man's identity to the world or whatever. So that happened. That did lead to No Way Home, which I also haven't seen yet. Homecoming I watched when it was relatively new, but this is my first viewing of Far From Home. And I still haven't seen No Way Home, though I know the spoilers for that movie. So don't think you're funny if you go into the comments and try and spoil it for me. Um, they also call, this new suit because Peter doesn't want to be Spider-Man in the vacation place he's at. Um, so they call it Spider Monkey. Kind of a dumb name. Um, and then once again with Brad, he has one of the worst lines in the movie for a very stupid character. Um, where some character says, "Who is that guy?" And then Brad goes, "I don't know, but he's kicking that water's ass." I fucking hate that line. People judge the MCU too harshly. Personally, I don't find their jokes that funny, but I don't find them unfunny or cringeworthy most of the time. That one, however, was fucking terrible. People always makes jokes about how he's right behind me, isn't he? Is a lot of the MCU's humor. I don't personally see that unless you look at that joke in particular. That joke was terrible. But, just some of the humor isn't for me. Some of the humor isn't for you. But that joke, that is terrible. Flash is also here. They throw in the he likes Spider-Man thing. Because that is a very Flash thing. They did a throwaway line in one of the Amazing Spider-Man movies. It's not even acknowledged in the Tobey movies. And it's acknowledged in pretty much every other media, like the Spectacular Spider-Man. He is a Spider-Man fan. It's kind of like a, haha, he likes Spider-Man, but he doesn't like Peter thing. So they have to throw it in here because of the whole him's identity being exposed thing. He only mentions it like maybe once. This scene was kind of funny, but at the same time, because the shit that happens in comics and just Spider-Man in general, it doesn't make sense. In the comics, Superior Spider-Man comics, um, Doc Ock becomes Spider-Man because he's dying. He switches bodies with Peter, and he decides to keep the crime-fighting life going. And he accidentally punches Scorpion's jaw off. So he realizes this whole time Peter's been holding back. In the movie, Peter accidentally knocks Flash out. If he did it by accident, you'd think that would be, close to full force at least, definitely harder than he would normally. So you think he would have a concussion at least, if not death. But, it just used as a funny gag, like, oh, Peter accidentally knocked Flash out. But, just with the whole fact that Spider-Man's super fucking strong and he has to hold back when he's fighting strong villains, just, definitely feels weird. Jake Gyllenhaal did okay as Mysterio. I personally did not like how they did Mysterio and the whole fucking trying to pretend that he was going to be a hero thing. Mysterio is a very popular villain. He's not like Negative Man, who got popular because of the Spider-Man game. I liked Negative Man in the comics. I was one of the few people who probably knew him before Spider-Man PS4, but that is something that popularized him. Mysterio is just as popular as other villains like Rhino and, Green Goblin and shit. So them trying to pretend he's going to be a hero did not work at all, and it's just stupid. They also add gold to his suit, which I was not a fan of. His suit is mostly comic accurate, looks pretty close to the comics. I just don't think the gold looks that good on it. I don't think it's terrible, but I'm just not a fan of it. I think it would have been better as just green and purple. They had the whole suit, almost like exactly like the comics. Then they throw in gold. I don't know why, but I just wasn't a big fan of it. Um, yeah, and that's really about it. Peter and MJ get together at the end of the movie. Oh, actually, speaking of people getting together, Ned gets a girlfriend. And, it's really just used to make fun of high school relationships. And it was not funny. That is it. But yeah, Peter and MJ get together at the end of the movie. So that's cool. But, I don't think anything's going to happen with that because of the way No Way Home goes. And yeah, that is it